The Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2006 provides that when any person who by any false pretense and with the intent to defraud obtains anything for himself or any other person by false pretense, that person has committed advance fee fraud. Hello, and thank you for joining us again on another edition of The Eagle. My name is Aisha Gambari. This program is coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. And on today's edition of the program, we shall be examining the trend of advance fee fraud with particular reference to the use of diabolical manipulations, otherwise known as juju, to swindle unsuspecting victims, and how the EFCC is waging a vigorous war against this menace. In addition to this report, we shall also be bringing you highlights of activities within and outside the EFCC, as the Chairman, Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes, distinguished Senator Suleiman Abdul Kwari, led other members of its committee on an oversight visit to the EFCC headquarters in Abuja. Please stay tuned as we roll out the details of all this shortly after this timeout. Don't go away. We begin the program with the special report, and this report is on advance fee fraud. In the report, Aisha Mohammed brings you a blow-by-blow account of how the EFCC is waging a war against this genre of fraud. These elements claiming to have supernatural powers to solve diverse problems by performing rituals or prayers, employ various forms of deception to convince their victims who are made to part with huge sums amount of money or valuable properties. This act of obtaining money by false pretense is what is popularly referred to as 419 in the Nigerian parlance. This genre of fraud got its name from Section 419 of the Nigerian Criminal Code, which describes the crime. Aisha, it's over to you.
It is often said that an average Nigerian is very spiritual. Obviously, the prevailing economic hardship has turned many into miracle seekers of sort. They want instant solutions to their financial, health, emotional, relationship, and academic challenges, among others. As a result, they wander from one religious institution to another. But beyond seeking the face of God, some, out of sheer desperation, have been found to have carried their eggs to the wrong market by willfully patronizing individuals who engage in black magic and related acts otherwise called juju, with the hope of getting guaranteed results. This has made many fall victims to criminals who have resorted to exploiting their naivety and desperation to extort them. The incidences of advance fee fraud was prevalent before the establishment of the EFCC in 2003. Not only did fraudsters capitalize on the use of false diabolical powers to swindle their victims, many Nigerians and even foreigners with genuine business proposals ended up falling victims of fraudsters who present fake business proposals for non-existent investment opportunities. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, waging a determined war against this genre of fraud in 2005, unraveled a huge incidence of advance fee fraud in which a Brazilian bank was swindled of the sum of $240 million by a 419 syndicate led by Emmanuel Nwedi. The commission arrested members of the syndicate and recovered the money, which was restituted to the bank. Not relenting in its effort to rid the country of activities of fraudsters, operatives of the commission have continued to arrest notorious fraudsters and break up syndicates that have defrauded thousands of innocent victims of money and other valuables by carrying out calculated raids on their hideouts, sometimes hidden inside thick forests across the country.
Come! One of them. One of them. Put
There are several types of advance fee fraud. They include clairvoyance or psychic scams, dating and romance scams, employment scam, and identity theft. Others are inheritance fraud, loan scams, lottery scams, money doubling, and currency counterfeiting, just to mention a few. Clairvoyant or psychic scam is one form of advance fee fraud known as juju scam in the Nigerian parlance. It works this way: the so-called psychic, who is actually a fraudster, approaches his victims by email, post, telephone call, or even face-to-face contact. The story could start with a stranger approaching you with stories that he has powers to foresee events, or that he has seen something wonderful or terrible about your future, or that he can make your fortunes change by employing some supernatural powers. He then demands money from you to buy items needed to effect his prophecy, or demands that you part with a particular valuable item. You may not need any more tales to know that you're being lined up to be fleeced. They may also claim to be able to give you winning lottery numbers, or offer to remove an ancestral or current curse or a spell. Some claim to possess powers that can heal or provide remedy to all ailments. They may also tell you that you are in some kind of trouble, but a solution is within reach, and at the end of the day, demand a fee. The tales deployed as bait for victims are many, but one thing to look out for in order not to fall victim is the desperation of the fraudsters to make you part with money or other forms of valuable personal belongings. Whatever form it takes, it usually begins with the fraudster presenting a profit or reward-gaining venture to the victim, with the singular aim of stripping the victim of his possessions, either in monetary form or in property form. Aisha Idris is the head of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission's Advanced Fee Fraud Unit, shares some insights as to how the investigations of these cases are approached.
We have several, but mostly we use their phones, get the soft targets. God help us, we normally get them, really. I cannot really go into details, to be sincere, because if they know the method we use, they will change another method. But to be sincere, they keep on changing method now and then. But I know we use phones and other method, and sometimes we track them once we get the soft target, because all this juju sometimes is fake. It's fake. They will tell you that you are speaking with spirit, but mostly is one person, is a pipe they put. One person will be speaking from the other end, and the other one is in the house. It's fake. So mostly is the greed, because of that money that they promise you that they are going to watch and pay. That is what people fall victim.
Idris says Section 2, subsection A, B, and C of the Advanced Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Act 2006 empowers the EFCC to investigate and prosecute offenders found guilty of 419, and the Commission has been unrelenting in its effort to wage a concerted war against fraudsters.
I think FF Act has covered it. FF Act has covered it. To be precise, I can't really bring the section of the law, but there is, it's even mentioned, wash, juju, and all this. If you use all those things and acquire anything from that person, the law has covered it.
Although opinions are divided whether or not the law recognizes occult and mystical claims, Adejara Kembi is a legal practitioner. He speaks about the legal perspective to spiritualism.
The law has made provisions. First and foremost, let me say that if we make a false presentation or representation, that is what we call obtaining under false pretenses. So it is an avenue, but it is criminal. However, the law makes provision under what we call money held and received. It is applicable in contract cases. It is also applicable in criminal instances where you have made a promise to me upon which I have changed my position and money had passed. Where that promise is not kept, I have the right to sue you in civil causes to recover that money.
Some people say the law does not recognize voodoo or juju. Is it the same with you?
We are wrong in saying that the law does not recognize juju. The criminal code actually makes provisions for such a circumstance. So the law recognizes juju. It does. However, where the juju is used for criminal purposes, the law again makes provision either for the suspect to be tried. That is when we talk about going through ordeal. The law makes provision for trial by ordeal and so on, which is a format where even a man who believes in juju says, for instance, I have caught a witch, right, and puts the poor girl or boy through such a serious situation that the law does not expect. That juju man is liable for trial under the trial by ordeal provisions of the criminal code. So we actually have provisions that have adequately provided for such. And don't forget, that criminal code is over 100 years old. So if you realize that 100 years ago, we have made provisions for such, and it is still valid now, how can we say that we did not recognize juju or we did not make provisions for such a situation? We have.
Victims tend to wrongly assume that such losses cannot be recovered and often are too embarrassed to file their petitions, as there is a level of stigma associated with being the victim in such cases of fraud laced with dark spiritualism. On how to recover losses upon being defrauded, Kembi says the law makes provision under what is called money had and received, which is applicable in contract cases as well as in criminal instances.
Simple. No man will lay emphasis on spiritualism as a means of deceit without having something to show for it. Either a shrine, a concocted place where something is said to go on. Those are the evidences that you need to prove to show that, look, this man has shown me this as a basis upon which I parted with money, I parted with property, right? However, even the Evidence Act had even made it a little bit simpler now by virtue of the recent amendment that was made. All you need is a picture or a recording of such and a certificate from the hand of the person who did the recording. So you are no longer required to carry the shrine to the court. Because, in fact, sometimes, you know, Nigerians, for what we are, even if the judge says the shrine, the judge might run.
Do you think the spiritual tendencies of individuals defrauded through this means is responsible for their gullibility?
We do. We do. From the presidency to the laborer, all of us tend to be spiritual in one way or the other. And that spirituality marks our action, whether positively or negatively.
Recent clampdown on fraudsters by the EFCC has gone some way in reducing the crime, with cases of advance fee fraud taking up over 50% of all arrests and convictions secured so far. However, the role of mass media enlightenment cannot be overemphasized in effectively tackling the scourge. For some reasons, many say that the desperation and/or greed of the majority of these victims make them an easy target in addition to their positive disposition to spiritualism. Against this backdrop, there is a need to decidedly confront with rational inquiry several underlying issues, including ignorance, superstition, dogmatism, and the unreasonably credulity of Nigerians by rational inquiry.
Normally, if you are into a business or somebody wants to buy something from you, but he's requesting you to pay money in advance, because normally they will tell you that, like WHW, maybe now it's not really in common, but WHW, mostly the person will call you and pretend as if he knew you somewhere, that he has the contract to supply so. He will tell you where to go and buy the thing. He will tell you that they are selling it 100,000. But if you go to so place, they are selling it 1 million. So you go to one place, buy it 100,000, and you go to another place and sell it 1 million. So what they want is that your money. They will say maybe buy 2 pieces and go and show first. Then they will give you the 2 pieces, you go. and you the greed, I bought it 100,000, I sold it 500,000. Let me go and get more. Then you go and look for money. Once you deposited that money into an account, that is the end. You will never see them again. So mostly, anything that they ask for advance before the services, you should beware, is a fraud.
Section 2 of the Advance Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act 2006 give powers to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to arrest, investigate, and prosecute advance fee fraud offenders. The Act provides that a person arrested is liable on conviction to imprisonment for a term of up to 15 years without the option of a fine. Aisha Muhammad, reporting for The Eagle.
Thank you, Aisha, for that report. The public is hereby warned to be wary of these fraudsters. Do not engage in any business proposal with anyone without first verifying the claims. Also be very wary of fake spiritualists who capitalize on your desperation to swindle you. A word, they say, is enough for the wise.
Rhymes, corruption must to decrease. It's a canker-worm disease. When our people go live in peace, when all this nyama go cease, I can look back when I
see. Now here I dey work, and I here I dey chop. Sometimes this my work, it is very tough, and things go just rough. But that one no mean say I go put my hand inside bad things now. I know say if I put my mind to do this work well, I know say I go make am. I no need put my hand inside bad things. I be mechanical, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
Ni mai sai da kifi ne, ina jajircewa akan nema, ina sana'ata na gaskiya.
IBS stylist, Moazu, mu dey legit.
I'm selling phone accessory, I dey hustle, and I dey legit.
I'm a sound engineer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a tailor, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a barber, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
I'm a painter, I dey hustle, I dey legit.
I'm a fashion designer, I dey hustle and I dey legit.
Be proud of your hustle, be legit, say no to cybercrime.
This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Yes, hustle, and hustle, as hard work pays. Crime does not pay, so please stay away from every form of economic and financial crimes. No matter what you do, as long as it is legit, be proud of it. Be proud of what you do. You're still watching the program, The Eagle. Coming up next, the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes commends the Executive Chairman of the EFCC, Abdulrashid Bawa, for reinvigorating the commission. Distinguished Senator Suleiman Abdukwari, Chairman of the committee, who led the team, made the remarks while the committee was on an oversight function to the EFCC headquarters in Abuja. Amina Kahua has details of these and other reports. Please stay tuned.
Senator Kwari acknowledged the commitment of the Commission staff to rid Nigeria of financial crimes and urged them to work tirelessly with the chairman to achieve the Commission's mandate. He said the committee was in the Commission to see things for themselves and have an overview of the performance of the 2020 budget.
We are here principally to have an overview of the 2020 budget performance and also to undertake a facility tour of these premises and to appreciate some problems that you may have as an organization be having going forward and seeking maybe legislative intervention. On behalf of the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption and Financial Crimes, say well done to all the staff of EFCC for the journey so far, for being very good representatives in your various capacities of this organization. You have done well. We are very proud of what you have been able to achieve so far.
While welcoming the senators, EFCC Chair Abdulrashid Bawa said the Commission operates an open-door policy and was pleased to open its doors and booths for diligent inspection by the Senate Anti-Corruption Committee.
We are indeed very happy and elated to have you with us this afternoon, to hear from you and for you, of course, to hear from us, and then for you to see things for yourself. We are indeed very happy. We as an organization, is what we do. We tend to ask questions regarding what other people are doing. And then the question is now asked, who police the police? And that is why we're in democracy. And we are very happy to open our doors and our books and ourselves to be made available to you as the police, as legislators, to come and scrutinize what you are doing. And we hope and pray that your stay here for today, you will be happy with what we present to you and you will see things for yourselves.
The EFCC boss briefed the committee on the performance of the 2020 budget of the agency and took time to respond to questions and issues raised by the lawmakers. He later conducted them around the ultra-modern headquarters complex of the Commission, located in Jabi, Abuja. Members of the committee present during the visit include distinguished Senators Aliyu Amako, Smart Adeyemi, Obasani, Yusuf Abubakar Yusuf, Mike Omache, Stephen Ode, Kola Balogun, and Michelle Inachi. Still on commendations, the National Defense College, NDC, has commended the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, for its role in tackling corruption in Nigeria, while seeking closer partnership between the institution in the realization of their mandates. Rear Admiral Obi Daji, Commandant, NDC, stated this when he led a team on a courtesy visit to the headquarters of the EFCC in Abuja. Daji, a former flag officer commanding FOC Western Naval Command, acknowledged the assistance which he received from the Commission through diligent investigation and prosecution during his tour of duty in Western Command, resulting in many convictions. Commending the Commission for what he called consistent participation in the college elite course, the Commandant, however, urged the Commission to increase the number of its participants. He disclosed that the NDC was designing short courses on strategic leadership, especially for middle career officers, to enhance strategic leadership, influence policy decision-making, and most importantly, foster interagency cooperation. The short courses, he further explained, will also cater for the needs of agencies that cannot afford to sponsor their staff for the year-long senior course. Daji seized the opportunity to extend an invitation to the executive chairman to deliver a lecture to participants of the forthcoming senior course. EFCC Chairman Abdulrashid Bawa expressed appreciation over the choice of EFCC as one of its first agencies to be visited by the Commandant upon assumption of duty on March 15. Amina Kawa reporting for the Eagle.
Thank you, Amina, for that report. In another development, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdulrashid Bawa, says the Commission has designed a new corruption prevention model to complement its enforcement activities. Bawa, who spoke through his Chief of Staff, Hadiza Zubairu Gamawa, at a capacity building workshop with the theme Strengthening the Capacity of Board Members of Parastatals and Commission on Organizational Effectiveness and Corporate Governance, which was organized for members of boards of parastatals, commission and government agencies and conveyed by the Bureau of Public Service Reforms. Aisha Mohammed has details of these and other reports. Please stay tuned.
The EFCC boss said it has been established that it was far cheaper to prevent than fight corruption, a statement he reiterated before the Senate at his confirmation that he was going to fight corruption, not corrupt persons. According to him, the prevention model will incorporate fraud risk assessment and proactive measures to address corruption vulnerabilities in public corporations, particularly revenue-generating agencies.
Similarly, the EFCC is seeking to enhance interagency collaboration with the relevant stakeholders with a view to unveil different models of proactive deterrence measures against corruption amongst major institutions of government.
Disclosing that the Commission will be conducting quarterly workshops on the ills of economic crimes for enhanced public consciousness of the Malay. The anti-corruption czar also took time to x-ray the activities of the agency and the special powers conferred on it by Section 7 of the EFCC Act. The Director General, Bureau of Public Service Reforms, BPSR, Dasuki Ibrahim Arabi, applauded the chairman and the commission for the presentation. He added that the Bureau was pleased that the succession plan of the EFCC worked perfectly, as the recent change in leadership has not affected its effectiveness. Aisha Muhammad, reporting for the Eagle.
Thank you, Aisha. And with that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of the program, The Eagle. Please don't forget to follow the EFCC via its social media handles at Official EFCC on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and of course on Instagram. Also visit our website www.efccnigeria.org to read up more stories about the Commission. And to contact us, send an email to info@efccnigeria.org or call the numbers on the screen. Please don't forget to wear your face mask and use your hand sanitizers, and also wash your hands regularly. Together, we can contain the spread of COVID-19. Please stay safe. My name is Aisha Gambari, hoping to see you next time, God's willing. Bye-bye. God bless Nigeria. And I thank you very much for watching.